Hi everybody, welcome back to our Edith Holden mini album, which isn't quite so mini, is it really? And today is the day. Today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. No. Today's the day he just gets the pages. I've got a rather annoying fly buzzing around, so apologies if it gets where it shouldn't. So we've got the cover on, got our pockets in, got the ribbons to tie it. We've got our 4 fins here eagerly awaiting their pages. So what I've done, I can't remember what I told you where we were up to last time, but I've put my double-sided on both sides of the peak of the fin, and then I've made a pencil line at 3/8 of an inch down from the peak, and that's where we're going to aim for our page to go. So I just had a look through my pages and tried to work out which order I'd like them in. And I wanted this at the front. I really like it, it's gorgeous. So that's going to be the front page, and the back of that is a flip that flips this way. Then this one, and the back of that is a page that flips that way. Then this one that flips up, so that flips out and this flips up, so they're not the same. And then this one, which is all the pockets, and this one, which is the flip, the sideways flip. And then on the back, we'll have this one. That's in the wrong place. Like that. So that'll be the back. So you can put yours in any order. It really doesn't matter. That's just the order that I decide. Actually, I can really quite like that for the front now. Anyway, I'm going to stick with the order that I've put them in because I've got flips. I haven't got 2 pages that are the same on the left and the right as you come to it. Right, so here we go. What I'm going to use to actually, as wet glue, as well as the double-sided, is the Collall bookbinders. Now, it is a really grabby glue, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you use it because you don't get as much fiddle factor as you do with, say, Collall. But Collall doesn't dry quite as quickly as this. And because I'm doing a video, I can't sit here holding it for 10 minutes because that would be a bit dull. I know my videos aren't the most exciting, I'm aware of that, but holding a page for 10 minutes, no, that would just be dull. So I'm turning my stack of pages over to the back this way, and this is going to be the first page that we put on, the one at the back. And the idea is that you open it up along the centre, which is sometimes a bit difficult to find. Where are you? There we are. So that's the centre, and it's going on with that facing the back. So when you open that up by putting a hand in, flips will fly open and all sorts of things will happen, but ignore all of that. And what we're going to do is slide that over the fin. So slide that opening, can't even do it with no glue on, over the fin like that. Let me put it sideways, it's much easier for me. So I'm just going to open that up properly and then slide that over the fin, and then make sure it's on that pencil line that we already marked on the fin, and that it's the same distance top and bottom. So there's quite a lot to keep your eyes on all at one time. This is a tricky dicky bit. So, you know, A, get your big girl pants on, and B, make sure you've had 3 shredded wheat. You'll need all of that assistance. So that's it. So let's make a start, shall we? Just get my spatula, I want to call it. What do you call this thing anyway? Scalpel. I wasn't too far out with spatula, except they have very different uses. So take the double-sided off both sides. and open your page in the centre, and the fin doesn't go all the way to the top and the bottom, so you're going to need to put some glue in there. So let's just open this up. It's the first time I've used this today, so it's probably going to be a bit umpty. It can be a bit umpty. We all can, can't we? Let me just try it off to the side on a Timmy towel and see. That's it, it's coming out. Okay, so I'm going to put some in that corner there, and it's quite tricky. You really need to open this up, and you'll see how good your gluing's been on your pages when you do this, because if it all springs apart, it hasn't been too good. And a little bit of bookbinder's glue over the top of that double-sided, just to give us a little bit of a chance to get it sighted properly. Okay, yeah, told you all everything will come flying apart, but don't worry. Right, so we need to act fairly quickly on this one because of the bookbinder's glue situation. So make sure that you get that fin in the gap all the way along. You get your page down to that line that we've pencil marked on, just on the line, and then you want to make sure that it's the same gap top and bottom. So I want it just down a touch, and that's perfect. Okay, so now you need to really stick that down all the way along the fin. My fingers aren't quite big enough to reach that, so just press one against the other. Press your corners together. They will stick because they're just glue onto glue, and it will stick. It will stick. It absolutely will. So that's that page. Looks like it could have done with a little bit further down there, but that's all right. So that will go like that. I don't want to do that yet because it's not going to be quite dry yet. So I'm just pushing up all along that edge and all along this edge. Make sure you've got it glued down really nicely. Quite a lot of weight goes on this one fin, so you know, make sure it's glued really nicely. Now I don't want to put all the pressure down on here, so I'm just going to get something to put under this, which I hadn't actually thought of previously, but just something so it just hasn't got all the pressure on that. Here comes Mr. F to the rescue. Hooray! Thank you. So he's brought me some yoga mat, and that's just going to hold that there just while it glues. I don't want to fold it flat and have all the pressure on it yet. Right, let's move along. Yikes. There seems to have been quite a few bits in Edith that's quite highly pressured. Or is it just me? I mean, you're doing yours at home, so there's nobody looking at you, so maybe you don't feel quite as pressured as I do. So that's the back of the page. So this is the edge that we're going to glue. Make sure you get the middle. I didn't get the middle on that occasion. There we go. So I'm just going to hold that. Well, actually, I'm just going to put something in it. Just that, just so I know where the middle is. And I'm going to put my bookbinder's glue down my double-sided. Because, yeah, I mean, it is grabby. It's grabby glue, but it's not quite as grabby as pure double-sided. So then this I've got marked where the middle is. I'm going to just push that open a little bit, quite a bit actually. I'll put some bookbinders in that corner. Like that, and in this one, like that. It might come out, might have too much in there, but it's okay, don't panic. And then this I'm going to have to turn that this way, which is slightly awkward with a great big yoga mat, but and make sure you feed that onto the fin, the centre onto the fin, and then line it up with the pencil mark line that we drew, and then make sure you've got it lined up with your page that you've just put on. So you want that lined up. Just knocked it there. Lined up like that, down to the pencil mark, like that. Okay, that's great. So now I just need to press that down. I've got glue coming out my corners, but I'll get that in a minute. Just get that one in this corner here. And just make sure that you're on that line, which I'm not because I've just pushed it back down. Where is my line? There, there and there. Okay, and just hold that up and make sure that it's level, which it is. It's perfect. So I want to keep that there like that and just push it down. I'm just going to lift this flap up because it's going to make it easier for me to actually push that down. Fold that one out the way as well. Push your page down like that, and then the same on the back. Push it down as much as you can. I've got a little bit of glue there. Just I've got a bit of wood here, which is perfect. So I'll put that under there. So there we are. We've pushed that down as much as we can, I think. The flat back pearls aren't assisting in this because they're right up to the edge and it's hard to just push it onto there. The bookbinder's glue and the double-sided will definitely kick into gear and they'll work. So that's that one. Let's just have a look and make sure it's on the pencil line. Well, it looks like it is. I can't see the pencil line, so much the better. And these are really level, so that's good. Halfway there, guys. Halfway there. Stop for a coffee and a breather, and then we'll finish off. I'm just going for it, as I'm brave. Or you can read for that, stupid. Either one. I like brave better, but stupid may be more appropriate. Right, let's get this one then. This is going that way, like that. So let's find the centre of this page, which is there. And I'm just going to put that same bit of paper in, if I knew where it was. Well, I'm going to put another bit of paper in. It just helps when I come to lift it. Ooh, when I come to lift it onto the fin. So here we go. Bookbinders on top of the tape. By the time you've done a few of these, you'll be world expert at it and you'll wonder what you were ever worried about. I've done a few of these and I'm still worried about it. So this is kind of the tricky bit of it all, isn't it? There's always a tricky bit. If you're doing, you know, like a junk journal and you've got signatures and stuff, sewing them in, that's always the tricky bit. So I'm just stretching that open, putting a bit of glue in there and a bit in that corner there. And make sure you get it the right way up, because that would just be awful, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? Right, so I'm turning it this way so as I can see where I'm going. And I think that's there. Get it up to my pencil line, which is there. And then, oh, just moved it. Let's stick that down. Ish, tack it in place. Oh, it's all slippery. I want to make sure that's the same as that one, which it is there. And make sure you're on your pencil line and stick that down. for all you're worth. And then we can worry about getting the middle bit stuck. So I've gone overboard with my bookbinder's glue, but it's kind of difficult getting it in those corners. So just wipe that off out the way. Same at the bottom, I've got another globby bit of glue. Right, so there we are. So just let's press that together in the centre section. Yeah, needs pressing down. Just see if I can get my bone folder at that. Got a little bit of glue sticking out here that I don't want, so let's get rid of that now while we see it. I'm just going to see if I can actually just get in there with a bone folder. If you haven't got flat back beads, you'll be much better. I can't get in because of the flat back pearls are stopping me. Okay, so that one's done. They're all lying nicely in line. Goodness gracious. So this is our fourth and last page. That's going to be the front. So let's just find the middle. There's loads of flaps on this. Is that the middle? That's the middle. So I'm just going to put a bit of paper in there just so I know when I come to it where the middle is. And take your double-sided off. This has been on here quite a long time now. Well, a few days. Right. Bookbinders. You can, like I say, use any glue that you're comfortable with. I'm using this because I know it's grabby and I'll be able to do it in a video. But you know, if you want to use collal or something, I think that's probably what I would have used if it wasn't for the video factor. Right, let's open this up a little bit. Try and get a little bit there. In the corner and in the corner. That really probably is like way too much. Okay, so now then, I'm just going to put this on the side because that's where it works best for me. And this is the last one. So I'm just going to hold it up so as I get it over that fin. Like that. Okay, so I want it again on the pencil line. It's hard to see actually because it's in its own shadow. I think that's about it. I think that's square. Wow. Oh, wants to slide down. Let's crush these corners together. See if we can stop it sliding down. Okay, I'm just going to move across. Like that. I have rather a lot of seep-in glue, but that's all right. I expected that, so that's okay. Nothing to really worry about. So mop that up. And just check that I've got this something like, and I think I have. Bit of glue there, we'll just get rid of. So right, let's press this down as much as we can. Just folding that flip out the way to allow me access to nearer to the centre part. And then here I can move all of these flips out of the way and push down on there. Okay, so let's just check that we're all right. I think we're all right. Okay. Oh, guys, there we have it. We've got our pages in. And if at this stage you're thinking, oh, that silly woman's given me the wrong measurements, my cover is too wide, then don't forget we've got our big journaling cards to put in that will stick out of there, so they'll be like that. So they'll be the perfect size for the cover. So, there probably will be a part 2 to this, actually, which I'll join on to the end. But for the time being, I'm going to lie down in a darkened room and recover from that. I think we did really rather well, you know. I really do. Let's have a look from the side. Oh, yes, look. Looks lovely, doesn't it? So there we are. I'm just going to leave them to dry, just with this bit of timber behind them, just so I'm not putting any pressure on them at the moment. And I'll just leave those to dry for about an hour or so. And then I'll come back and we will talk about the cover, how we're going to decorate the cover. Of course, that's a very personal thing. It really is. I'll show you how I'm going to decorate mine, and you can choose to follow on from there if you want to. Or you, of course, you can choose whatever you want. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye. Hi everybody. Well, I've had a pleasant, I would say a lie down in a darkened room. That's a lie. I've actually had my lunch and a sit down and a look at quick skew at YouTube, which you have to do, don't you, see who's doing what. But however, it's allowed this plenty of time to dry, so all our pages are in. I've put my journaling cards in as well, so it's all looking all right, you know. It's looking okay. So all we've got left to do now is decorate the front and the back. The back you don't need to decorate if you don't want to. Most times I don't. But I'm going to decorate this one because it's a really special, super duper mini album, isn't it? So I'm just going to put some blocks in there just to raise it up, make it easier for me. Now, what I've decided to do, you'll see I've got all sorts of prettiness all around me, but we'll come on to them in a bit. What I've decided to put on the back is, this is well, you know what it is, obviously you know what it is. We've been chopping it up for weeks. But on the back there is a picture of Edith, and I thought that would go nicely on the back of our journal. You know, if I cut it out, mounted it on a craft card, put it on there, I think that would be really nice. So that is indeed what I'm going to do. Let's just get this craft card kind of down to size. I don't want to lose much off the height, but the width I do. And I would quite like it to be, let's see, that sort of width. Oh, you can see, brilliant. Yeah, about there. So let's cut that down. It's going to be interesting getting a chopper in here. I don't know where my little chopper's gone, I haven't got a clue, so I'll use this in the interim. It works a charm. It's one of Mr. F's car boot finds, I think, but it works really well. I need a desk that's about 3,000 times the size of this. Let's just get that in and get it chopped down there. Honestly, it works so well. It's amazing. Let's just check that we've got all the sides straight, because I don't know what I was using this for the last time. Looks pretty straight. There we go. So I'll leave that out because I need it to chop Dear Edith out. So yeah, that's going to be a nice size for our back cover. Let me just erase that pencil mark, or it'll be in there for all times. It is the most gorgeous day here today. We've waited and waited and waited for some decent weather. I was going to say we've waited patiently. There's no point waiting anything else, but is there really? If you think about it. Because we can't alter the weather. Lots of things we can do something about, but the weather not so much. But today we have been rewarded by an absolutely beautiful day. I think my weather station is saying that it's 22 degrees outside and that's in the shade. So that's a nice day when it gets up to that. Right, let's cut this off then. Yikes. I'm just going to roughly cut the bulk off there. Preserving my spine, because you never know when I might need that. Pop that away in the remnants drawer. Right. So yeah, I'm going to have to lose the chopper temporarily. So if we said that is the centre of Edith there, which I think it about is. I'm just going to make a little pencil mark just at the top there and just at the bottom. It's very shiny, that, but I'm not being put off by that. That's what it is. So what it is what it is. I'm going to have to move some stuff. It's getting a bit silly. So I want this to be, if that's the middle, let's just measure the middle of that bit of card that we've just cut, which is 6 1/4, so 3 1/8. I don't want to move my album out of the way because I've got it propped up, but it is becoming a bit of a nuisance. It's 6 3/8 actually, so I'll make a mark in the centre there at 3 1/8 and a bit. There. So that's where I want Dear Edith to go. So let's just make a mark where I want to trim that. So I want to trim it pretty close to that edge actually. And about there. Let's trim down there and hopefully that'll be, I thought that was my trimmer. Hopefully that'll be okay. Time will tell. Oh, that's just not big enough. I'm going to have to get my big caterpillar out. Which means I am going to have to move the album. Where is my big caterpillar? It's on the missing list. Where can it be? I thought it was up there. Oh, it's here. It's right by me, by my feet, which is where I didn't want to be keeping it. Anyway, we found it. That's the main thing. Right, I hope it's going to want to cut this because sometimes it's a bit umpty with this sort of paper. But we'll see. I'll take my time. Yeah, that's beautiful. I don't know why I ever thought it wouldn't cut it. Next one I want to cut is at that line there. So I'll square that up as best I can. The page is a bit dog-eared. There we go. I'll keep that. You never ever know what you're going to need. Right, so my bit of card then is here. She's going to go in the middle. like that. Oh, I need another little bit off there. I've been a bit scant with my measuring, so I just need another tiny bit. If I trusted where I'd put the pencil line, it would have been really perfect. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, that's absolutely grand. So if I cut that off there, would I have enough? Well, I'm going to cut it off. I'm freestyling, guys. I'm totally freestyling this. That's going to go to there. Let's see what happens. If this is wrong, you will see a grown woman cry. Oh dear, it won't be the first time I've got something wrong. So that will go there. Oh, that's just lovely. Just trim across there. Hello, pencil. It's a good time for you to show your face. There we are. So I'm just going to make a mark on the top where I want to trim that to, which is there, and cut that off. Can't believe it. So let's have a look. And yes, as I say, it's shiny. I know that. It's just what it is. It is what it is. So that's going to go on there pretty nicely. Yeah. And onto our journal. Yeah. I keep calling it a journal. You just have to bear with me. I do know it's a mini album, but old habits die hard. I don't think I'm going to ink around that because ink sometimes goes a bit strange on shiny paper, and I don't want it to look strange. But I am going to glue it onto there. I think that's a nice thing to end the mini album on, actually. I really do. Edith, or whoever it was, Rowena Stott, her great niece, obviously thought it was a good enough thing to end the book on. And if they think that, then I'm in agreement. There we go. Right, let's see if we can get this right first time. Wow, look at that. We're getting used to this process, I think. Turn it up a little bit at that corner, perhaps. There we go. Smooth that down. And then we've got the most perfect back page. I don't want to put anything else on it, no sort of flowers or cutouts or anything like that, because they'll get caught. Sure as shot, they'll get caught. And it'll tear the wallpaper, the whole thing will look awful, and then somebody will be in tears. So yeah, that's that, and it's going to go onto there, like that. Not like that. Actually, I could put it in an angle, but no, I couldn't. Could I? No. I quite like the idea of it, but I couldn't live with it. So we want that on there, and let's just see if that's pretty central or not. Little one out. That is 1 1/8 inches, and that is 1 1/8 inches. Blimey, what's going wrong here? So I'm just going to put a mark there and a mark there. Let me just check it's square at the top. 1 1/8 inches. 1 1/8 inches. It's quite incredible, isn't it? Don't believe it. And it's down a little bit further than, yeah, I like it there, so I'm just going to put a line along the bottom. Right, let's glue this on now. I'm going to use double-sided and a little bit of Collall, but I am going to use double-sided because, as I say, things on the back of journals, mini albums, whatever, they do have a tendency to get stuck, you know, as you're moving it across your table, if you've got something on your table or whatever. So I'm going to both double-side it and stick it on just for ease of movement for me, really, when I place it in place. When I put it in place, whatever the word is. Little scissors. So this should give it really, really good contact. So it won't tear or catch or anything. Oh. Just pull my double-sided apart. That's the thing when you've got glue on your fingers. It sticks to the double-sided, which is not good. So I hope that your pages go in really well for you. They will, I know they will. There's no reason why they won't. We've done everything that we possibly could do to make sure they go well. Just going to put a bit down the middle. And a bit in the middle of the middle. Middle of that piece. Same on this side. There we go. Lovely. So I'll burnish those down, peel them off, bit of glue, blah blah. I must have said that a million times. You must be so sick of hearing it. Put your double-sided down. Don't forget to burnish it well. There we go. So take off all the release tape. It's half-term holiday here for the kids. And I'm really pleased that they've got some nice weather. Because last year we had really, really lovely weather, but it was total lockdown. And they couldn't get out and play on their bikes or play with the other kids or anything. So I'm really pleased that it's nice weather for them this time, without too many restrictions. There still are some restrictions, but nothing that would stop them getting out and playing with their little friends. There we go. So now a bit of glue. I'm just going to use Collall. It's perfectly fine. So particularly in the areas where we've got some no double-sided, should I say. And then a quick little squeeze over the double-sided. Just so we can slide it around should we get it in the wrong place, which is a distinct possibility, of course. A little bit down there. The dog's sitting up on his, well, it's got a chest of drawers. It's an old one, and we put some carpet on top of it so he can sit and look out the window. And it's absolutely boiling, and he hasn't got the good sense to move. He's just sitting there panting. Oh, silly. Right, so definitely got it got that the wrong way up though. Right, so put it where our marks are, there, down a touch, there, lovely, across a little bit, left a bit, right a bit, that's it in place. See if I can remove my fingers, there we are, and that's it. That looks square? No, it doesn't. I need to move that down a little bit. Come on, move, you know you want to. Yeah, that's good, that's fine. It does look a bit odd on the screen because this is wider than this, but it is square. We're all right, it's all okay. Let's make sure and stick that down really well. I'm just going to get the brayer out, which doesn't live in there anymore. It's here. Just go over it a little bit. So yeah, I think that's a fitting last, sort of outside cover of our mini album. I really like that actually, and credit must go to Mr. F for that. He came up with that idea and I really, really like it. So there we have her. Thank you, Edith, for all you've given us. Many, many happy hours. Right, let's move on to the front. I'm going to get my blocks of wood out so I can just balance that onto there. It's not the most solid. Okay, that'll do. That'll do the job. Right, you may recall when we were doing the pages that we did one that had acetate. I think it was a birdie one. It had acetate and text all the way around it. Well, actually, that wasn't supposed to be a bird. It was supposed to be foxgloves, but I mucked up with it and I didn't slide the paper in before I put the pocket on and it didn't look right. So I ripped the pocket off, which was the bit at the bottom, but I retained this because it's just too lovely to throw out. I absolutely love that image of the foxgloves. Probably my favourite in the book. Maybe the dog rose, maybe the poppies, I don't know. There's a few favourites, but this one is a particularly like. So I saved it, and then I thought, well, hang on, wouldn't that go on the cover? That would be beautiful on the cover. Really, really nice. But I had wanted to put the title out of the book on the cover, this. So I'll say we, because Mr. F did it, cropped it out and inked around it, and I'm thinking that that could go sort of there without covering up too much of the foxgloves. And I've also got a name, which I'm going to put down there in the centre, about there somewhere. So we've got a title, we've got the name, we just need the frilly fluffy bits. So I've fussy cut this from the book, this gorse. I love it. It's really, really nice, and it's always it's probably always the first one that I fussy cut out. I don't know why, I just think it lends itself so well to fussy cutting. So I wondered if I could get that up there, like that. And I fussy cut a couple of butterflies out of the book. This yellow one and this, I think it's a peacock. I don't think the peacock's going to look right on our book. I don't know, but I think the yellow one will, because I've got yellow here and yellow, sort of there, possibly, something like that. And I want to introduce, if I can, I went to Dunelm and I bought a couple of bunches. Dunelm is a sort of homeware shop that we have here. They do some nice things, but they do some cheaper end things, and these are definitely cheaper end. This is one bunch here. This is the other, and they were £4 each bunch. this is very, very plasticky, but it's all I've got. So I think I'm going to use it. I think it'll look all right if I just snip bits off it. I don't really want this whatever it is, lavender, because it'll just clash terribly with that. But I do want that yellow. I like the yellow. They might be a bit big. So I've been in already and I've snipped bits off. So I snipped off that nice big yellow flower there. I don't think I want that bit. Let's cut that off. So I'm just going to have them coming down to the bottom of here, not down to the bottom of the page. And I might go off the whole idea anyway. It might not work. So I've got that big fern, and I've snipped off a smaller fern, if I can get hold of it. Come along. Which might sort of go out that way. And then a couple of these bits from this one, which really look lovely, but close up they look quite plasticky. But never mind. So I'm wondering if I could just sort of place them around, sort of like that. I've got this other pretend bit of greenery, and then I need something else that's yellow, to be honest. Don't know whether to use the other one of that. I could. I mean, I'm really not being precious with these. I'm not saving them for anything else. Let's snip that off. Mr. F kindly lent me his snips. I did ask him for pliers, and he said, "Are you going snipping something?" And I said yes, and he said, "Well, then you need snips, not pliers." So let's get it right. I'm using snips. I'm going to snip that bit off as well. I don't want it. Sorry about that. It's a bit of a loud noise. I don't really want that on there. We're very cack-handed today. Okay. I'm just going to bend that so it's coming forward a little bit off the page and see what that looks like there. I think that looks quite nice actually. I need something here, but what I'm thinking of putting there is a big bow. I've got these that are snipped off, but they maybe don't fit in. I don't know. I quite like that actually. I can't tell a lie, I quite like it. I think it lifts the whole thing. So let's make a start on gluing that, because I suspect I'm going to have to glue bits and then come back and glue a bit more sort of thing. So let's put these big ferns on first. So I just want that to sort of, I've got two ferns, one's bigger than the other, I think, yes. But I think I can probably persuade it to go that way. Certainly could when I'm gluing it, persuade it to go that way. So I could have one coming across, more across there, and that one going up there. Yeah, that's fine, I think. Don't really want to hide all my lovely foxgloves either though. So anyway, I'm going to use E6000. I can't think of anything else that I've got that's suitable for the job. So let's make a start, and all I'm going to do is stick the stem. I'm not going down sticking each individual, well I guess they're called fronds, aren't they, if it's a fern? They're called fronds, I think so. An E6000, as I keep telling you, is not an instant grab glue. So I think the thing to do is put these two on, leave it for a little while, not forever, but just a little while. I'm just going to hang on to that till it grips. Then I can leave it to dry whilst I do the other bits on the cover. You stay there, mind your business. Ooh, that's my bits of wood gone. So I might just pause there whilst I do this, because this is going to be a long job of me sitting here holding bits, which isn't the most exciting for you. I've shown you the kind of arrangement I'm going to do. So, yeah, I'll pause it there, and I'll be back hopefully with a wonderful arrangement. See you in a sec. Okay, so several hours later, no, I'm joking, but it feels like it. I finally got my little posy little spray stuck down, adhered. I'd like to give it overnight to say it's properly dry, and I've added a little raffia bow there to the bottom, just to pretty it up a little bit. But I'm quite pleased with that. I like it. It's enough. It's plenty enough. So the next thing to do is to organise this, the title of our mini album, and this, the ghost. So I've taken this off the mini album just to work with, because it's loose so far. We haven't glued it down. So I don't want that to come over the top, and I can just snip a bit off the bottom there, and I want it to be like that. So let's stick this one down first then. What to use to stick onto acetate? I guess E6000 really. I've kind of had enough of E6000 today with that spray, but never mind. I think it is the best thing to use, because acetate can be pretty awkward to get things to stick onto when it takes it into its head. So you don't need much. It is only a little bit of paper that we're sticking on, after all. There we go. Right, so I want this just to be at the bottom of that text that we put on. About there. That's in fact perfect. Wow, well done. That's amazing. So there we are. It's not covering up too much of the foxgloves. Not covering up too much of anything really. And I'm going to have to use the E6000 again with this. Let's just see where I need to snip this to get it right. And in fact, I'll just go ahead and snip it. Just about there. Lovely. So yeah, I'm going to have to use E6000 again. Yuck, it's horrible smelly stuff, and I recommend if you've got asthma or anything like that, you certainly use it with an open window or an open, I mean today we've got windows, doors and everything open, but it is smelly and it does get on your chest a little bit. So be careful for that reason. I've used enough E6000 today to last me for a goodly long while, I can tell you. It's not my favourite thing. But short of calling in Mr. F, and he would have done it because he's such a sweetie, I wanted to get this done, stuck on. We're nearly finished, guys. It's been a big mini album to make, hasn't it? And I think we've done really well. I really do. So I want that fairly sort of straight up there, and then it starts to curl around. And it's not covering up anything really about, I mean, it covers up the country, but you can still see that is exactly what it says. It hasn't made it illegible or anything like that. So I'm just going to get my Timmy toe and just press that down. That wretched fly is still around. I can't catch it. And it's just making a nuisance of itself. The downside of summer. It seems to be obsessed. Maybe it likes E6000. Maybe it's getting high on the fumes. Who knows? I don't know. I do not know. Whoops. So there we go, that bit isn't stuck down. Needs a little bit of help. Sorry if you can hear it buzzing around it. It's just making a complete and utter nuisance of itself. Just got little bits up here. Need to come off before it dries properly. Okay, I think we're not too bad. Oh, it looks pretty, doesn't it? Looks really pretty. Go away, be told. Right, this I can stick on with collal. Yes, hooray! Actually, some people say that collal is they can smell collal, the fumes in collal. Well, if you can, I'd advise you don't use the E6000. Right, so, whoops. I want that fairly sort of central. I think that looks good to me. I like that. It's probably my favourite bit, actually. Really like that name there. And this yellow butterfly that I want to add to keep to the rule of threes. I've got 2 yellow bits and I need 1 more yellow just to satisfy your eye, really. Your eye likes to see things in threes. So I think that would go there quite nicely. What do I think? What do I think? Yeah, I think so. I haven't inked around this gorse, and I'm not going to ink around this butterfly. I think it just makes them look a bit too dark, and I really don't. I don't want grunge at all. I don't want any sort of grunge. But it's entirely up to you. All of this stuff, you know, what you do on your cover, etc. It's really, really, really up to you. It's a very personal thing. So let's get this stuck on about there, I think. I like that there. Let's get the lid on this E6000, get it put away. Out of my sight, be gone. There we go. Right. So there's various bits I'm going to have to go around once they're really stuck and remove that glue. But it will come off the acetate, okay. I just want to press that down, little antenna and whatever. Get a good fix on that. Okay. Right, so the next thing and the last thing that we need to do for this journal is to affix this onto the cover itself. Wow, that looks so pretty. Oh, come here. Right, so it's going to go fairly central, I think. Kind of like that. Oh, how pretty is that? Right, let's take some measurements and see if we can... Sorry, that was the snips again. See if we can get this central. Okay, where's my little ruler? So that is 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch all along there. See where it measures on the other side. 1/2 inch. Can this be true? Needs to go up a little bit there. It's not perfectly square, it just needs to come down a smidge. Like that will do. Right, okay. So let's make a mark there, make a mark here, and then I need to sort out side to side. So that measures, what does that measure? 5.5 eighths, 5.5 eighths, and that is 5/8. Okay, well I can live with that. What's that? Yeah, I think that's pretty square there. That's quite miraculous. So I'm going to put a couple of lines up here just to help me when I come to place it. Wow, guys, this is getting so close to the end. It's getting tangible. It's a big heavy thing now when you lift it up. Right, okay. I'd really quite like to oh, actually, I've got a... This is double-sided. I forgot. This was going to be a page, wasn't it? So I've actually got 2 pieces on here that I don't need. So I'm going to have to cut that off. I think I'll slice it. I think that might be the best way forward. Better than using my eye, which, as we know, can't really be depended upon. There we are, that's fine. What am I doing putting that up there? Yeah, that's lovely, I think. I've got a full row of washing out today. I like it when I've got all the washing out. Yes, 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 yes. Lovely. Now, I don't really want to double side this bit at the bottom because I think that's dry and stuck, but I don't want to chance my luck. Although I think I'd be all right. Yeah, I'll be all right. Let's get some double-sided on the golden. Here we go. I'm hoping that to get this processed and up tonight, that's Monday, so you can actually get on and get yours finished if you've got all the bits that you need. I appreciate that the ladies in the States won't have the wallpaper yet, because the postage takes forever. But hopefully you'll have it soon, and then you can get yours done. And then we can all say how well we've done and be proud of ourselves. Because it is an achievement, it's a massive achievement. My sister and her husband are on holiday in Scotland at the moment. This is their second week, and the first week was kind of wall-to-wall rain, really. But this week, of course, it's much better, so I'm really pleased for them. They love walking. I don't know why, but they do. I'm just going to have to be quite careful with how I burnish that piece with the flowers underneath. So they keep WhatsApping me really lovely pictures. I mean, gosh, they're so scenic. And of course, with the sunlight on water, it just looks gorgeous. So I'm glad they're having a nice time. I'm having a nice time with my Edith mini album. And then we'll go on to back to the Mariposa. mini album, for those of you that are following along with that as well. Right, let's release the horses. No, let's just take the backing off the tape, will do. I thought it was bringing the tape off with it there. It's the way the light was on it, I couldn't see it. Okay, a bit of colour on there, I think. There'll be champagne corks popping all over when people get this done. I can't wait for you to show it to people and them to say how clever you are, because you are. Definitely deserve a chocolate bar. Let me just check I've got the right way up. This is the top, right, go for it. So where's my mark? My mark is there and there, and my other mark is there. I reckon we're not doing too bad. Let's just stick that down. Breathe out. Don't think I've burnished the, in my excitement to get finished, I don't think I've burnished the double-sided down, so I'm just going to have to do my best now. Completely forgot, I got so excited. So there we are. Guys, I think I can safely say it's finished. It's done, we've done it. We've actually done it. Well done, peeps. Really, really well done. Doesn't it look lovely? It looks so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Go out the way, flowers. Let's have a look at all our good work. Yeah, there we are. Got our nice ribbons. I'm not putting anything on the spine. I want to be able to see the wallpaper somewhere. And to be honest, you can't see that much of it front and back. So I'm going to leave the spine. I like it as it is. It's very Edithy. And there we have it. Let's open it up and see what's within. Ooh, look at all that goodness. Ooh. It's lovely. Isn't it? It's just gorgeous. There we are then, guys. All I can say is thank you very, very much for your patience and perseverance. I hope when you get to this stage you think it was absolutely worth it. I certainly do. I absolutely love it. I love everything about this cover. It's really gorgeous. And all the pages within. I love the flat back pearls, but I have resisted putting any on the front so far. You never know. But I think I can safely say that is it finished. So many, many thanks to you for your company along this way. I'll be doing another Edith project or something very similar. Well, there's nothing similar to Edith, as I don't know what I'm talking about. I will no doubt be doing another Edith project very, very soon. So keep your eyes open. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe and click the little bell icon beside it. And then you'll get notified whenever I put a new video up or go live or whatever, you know, all that good stuff. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much. Bye.